And good afternoon, financial professionals. My name is John Florence. I am Senior Vice President of Marketing here at E4 Insurance Services, welcoming you once again to The Brew, where we build relationships every Wednesday. On today's Brew, we get to welcome Pam Sheehan, who is the publisher and editor of Aspire magazine. Really looking forward to hearing what she has to say about that. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to please feel free to use our chat box to share your thoughts and ask questions. Also, all attendees are in a drawing for a continuing education voucher and a Starbucks gift card. And we will be announcing today's winner at the end of the program. So, Pam,
Yeah,
welcome to the Brew. It's
thank
really
you so much.
fun to
Yeah,
see you again. I think this is the second time I've actually seen you, quote unquote, in person. I think we met
yes,
for the first time right when you launched Aspire magazine for the first time back in February or March, I think it was. And so
right.
that was our first interaction, and we've had a lot of opportunity to work together over the past few months. So I'm excited to hear a little bit about your journey and Aspire. Before we get started, I'd just like to tell everybody a little bit about Pam's background. She is currently the publisher and editor of Aspire magazine, which is the newest and greatest journal for the financial services and insurance services that's out there right now. So we're excited to hear about that. But before that, she spent several years with NAILBA, the National Association of Independent Life Insurance Brokerage Agencies, where she had several leadership positions. And her entire career has really been built around working with media in public television, in publishing, and other magazines that she has been at the forefront of. And so a tremendous amount of experience that she's bringing not only to the job that she has, but also to our industry. And so, Pam, I'm really, really excited to have you on the program. And let's just start off with a really simple question. Why Aspire magazine? How did this come into being?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been in the insurance and financial services industry for about 18 years and started with some of the older publications that are no longer here. Um, National Underwriters Life and Health, PNC, and Senior Advisor magazines, Insurance Selling Magazine. And after 9/11, a lot of those publications went away. It's sad to see. I think we had about 25 or 26 publications back then. And over the past years, they've all gone away for one reason or another. And I think uh, that in of itself, eliminated so many resources for advisors and brokers to learn about news or business research, as well as trends in the marketplace, and even just ideas on how to grow your business, whether you're a broker or an advisor. And so, in looking at that, we're down to just a handful of publications out there anymore. So I decided that it was time to, what's old is new, right? And to venture into doing not only a printed publication but a digital one. And so we've
Awesome. I think that
yeah,
it's really tremendous. And I think the thing that really caught my attention when I was at the Libra meeting at the beginning of the year was the initial hard issue, the publication that you had done. And it really caught my attention just in terms of the quality of the writing that was in it, the quality of the publication itself, the layout. It just seemed like an incredibly professionally produced piece. And so it was impressive to me, and I kind of made it a point to try and seek you out and learn a little bit more about this. So we're glad you did it. But tell us a little bit, what sets Aspire apart from some of the other publications that are still currently available today?
sure. Well, the one thing that we decided to do at the onset was to partner with Libra Insurance Partners and tap into their, wealth of contacts and information, to not only talk to the BGAs, but the advisors, and really find out a lot about what's going on in each of those markets. And it's easy for me to sit on the sidelines and start writing about content, but to actually have a channel to the marketplace and know what the pain points are and challenges that are faced out there really helps to have content that resonates with the readers. And so what we did was we um, didn't segment, or we segmented in the sense of just going to independent distribution, the advisors and the brokers in this space to talk about what their challenges are and what ways they could use the magazine to grow their business. And the big differentiator, I think, is our total reach, or our total audience size, is over 750,000. So that's pretty much the universe of advisors in this country. So that's one thing, and it's complementary to everybody. And the fact that we send it out both in a digital format and then in a print format also, redefines what the media platforms are looking like these days. So, thanks to E4 for jumping on this and sharing the magazine with all of your advisors has helped grow this um, the viewership of the magazine. So it's been
Yeah,
great.
talk about that a little bit because it just really was astonishing to me to hear some of the success that you've had early on. I mean, considering that this magazine is effectively, let's just say, look, we're coming up to your 1 year anniversary, and the
Right.
amount of success that you have had with this to me was really astonishing. So, talk a little bit about that. What are some of the metrics that you're seeing right now?
Well, we just did some year-to-date numbers, and the other thing that's a little different is we do have extensive analytics around the magazine, and so we found that as of this week, before we even launched the December issue, which is now new and out, um, we had over 2,200,000 views of the magazine, the 5 issues that we had before this new one launched. So
Yeah, in
that's been really
TikTok terms,
exciting.
you'd be an influencer.
I'm sorry, what?
In TikTok terms, you'd be an influencer.
Yes, exactly. I don't even have funny dog videos to show for it, so I don't know. But yeah, no, it's been really exciting, and it's exciting to get feedback from our readers about, what they're liking, and the fact, and to suggestions on article topics that they would like to see. So it's been building on itself, and you know, not a domino theory, but it's kind of rolling out, and through social media too, has been really helpful. Having Promoting it on LinkedIn and Facebook, and allowing people to see it beyond my connections, and then those connections sharing it with other people. It's really helped to grow the readership base, which is great.
And I think we all know or aware, at least in previous years and days, and it's probably still true today, that the lifeblood of any publication is ultimately the advertisers who form a part of that. And and tell me a little bit about the success that you've had with your advertising base at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's been overwhelming support from the marketplace. I think that the insurance carriers that are in the distribution space, and the other vendors for software and other services, marketing services, have really come to help support the growth of this publication. And not only are they supporting it through their advertising, which allows me to be able to give it or distribute it free to any insurance professionals, but it's also they have provided non self promoting content in the magazine. And, I'm an old church and state kind of journalism major, where advertising and articles just don't meet. So you keep them separate. And I think that has been something that's really important to the integrity of this publication and to growing the readership, because you know we're all salespeople within this industry, right? And salesperson knows when they're being sold, and I don't want to insult anybody and my readers with content that is just a sales pitch. So I want to provide content that is helpful and educational and to help them with their business. And I think that that has been really great. And the carriers and the other vendors have stepped up and provided great information that I know can get to the advisor level. But it kind of this is a more of a direct shot of providing that kind of content, research, trends, statistics. We also have been very fortunate to have both Wink Inc. and Limra provide us with their latest stats. And actually, again, I'm here. I am being a salesperson, but this new issue has stats, the revenue Q3 revenue stats from both of those organizations, and we're really grateful to be able to have that information to share.
Yeah, for any viewers who have not had a chance to see the current issue, the December issue, there are some really couple of great articles about what the trends are right now on both the annuities and the life side of the equations. And great to see that our industry is growing
Yeah.
and sales continue to be on an upward trend for those kinds of products. Talk a little bit more about the content of the magazine. I know from our experience, and this is anecdotal, of course, but we have sent your magazine, hard copies of it, out to many of our advisors, and we are getting really great feedback back from them. How much they appreciate it and how great they feel the writing and the articles are. But in addition to, industry statistics, for example, what are the kinds of topics that you're covering in the magazine? And who are your writers?
Yeah, very important. Yeah, the writers are industry experts or people on the street, that have experience and are sharing their knowledge of what I would call the product verticals, life insurance, long-term care, DI, MedSup, annuities products, um, senior market products, even business products, key man policies and what have you. So we rely on contributed content from the industry. And so to have content coming from these experts that understand what's going on in the market and tips and tools, ideas on how to grow your business, um, ways of looking at different niches in the market to consider selling into, and how to do that, how to prospect, how to close, how to go back in. And Steve Walker from your group just wrote a great article about it being more than just a one-time sale, going back in and having that kind of expert insight to share with other advisors in the marketplace has been, kind of the crux of the content. Plus, we're trying to not be too long-winded in our here I am going off on it, but we're trying to not be too long-winded in what we say, trying to keep it to an executive summary level. So 1 to 2 pages, so someone can come in, read a couple articles, come back and read a couple pages and get what they need from that so that we all have a lot to do. And I know the salespeople or the advisors have a lot on their plate and they don't have time to be reading, 6 or 7 pages of content.
Yeah,
So
I think it was one of the nice aspects of it is that the articles tend to be restricted to sort of 1 or 2 pages, really quick reads that you can get through in just a couple of minutes each and kind of get the gist of the main point of each of the stories, which I think is great.
yeah,
One of the things that I noticed in this most recent issue, which I thought was great, is you had a spread with the, projecting out the calendar for 2024 ahead.
yeah.
And talk a little bit about that. I think that was interesting because I think a lot of people kind of forget about some of the things that you put on there.
Yeah, it's a fun layout of content of the things to kind of excuses or touch points that you can use to reach out to clients. Whether it's, I think a lot of us know of the September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, but like you just mentioned, cocoa week or month, whatever that is, and to be able
National
to
Cocoa Day.
cocoa day, sorry.
It's
And
rock
then the
chocolate.
horse thing. I mean, I've got horses behind me, right? To be able to have excuses to just reach out and email or call your clients with like that might be into horses and say, "Hey, today is horse equestrian day and or cocoa day," and whatever that might be, but it's just it gives you a calendar of all the different uh, days, special days or months to be aware of, and some links in there too of some tools to help uh, with developing that kind of marketing. It's just about having additional touch points that you can use with
Fantastic.
your
So
yeah.
you're coming to the end of your first year of operation. You've had tremendous success. I mean, you've gone from basically zero to, over 2.25 million readers at various different levels. What's next? What's 2024 looking like for you? And what are you excited about for the year ahead?
I think, once we figured out how to do this, now we can do it better. We can expand on the content, and I'm really excited about trying to, you know, hear from the readers what they want to hear more about or read about. Um, we're looking at things like this where, possibly doing some video and incorporating that into what we offer. So it's been good to be able to have, this year behind us and lots of learning lessons on how to reach out to people, and so I think just refining what we're doing um, is going to be helpful with that.
Yeah, and so you said, as you're looking for that and looking for topics, how can the viewers of this program help you in your quest for that as we move forward through 2024 together?
Yeah, I would love to hear from either people that want to write and tell me what articles you would like to write, or hear from about subject matter that you feel would be, worthwhile to for myself or my staff to write about. It's This is all about what's going to help grow the business, and so knowing some more information from the street, as I like to say, is really, is really helpful for me. So that communication is great.
Well, I want to say congratulations to you on such a
Thank you.
successful launch in 2023, and I really look forward to seeing what you have up your sleeve for the coming year. I think it's going to be exciting for you and for our industry as a whole. So thank you for everything that you've done in that regard. So, Pam, I want to thank you once again for being here today. It really has been a pleasure working with you. We look forward to a continued association in the year ahead. And for all the rest of you out there, we wish you a very, very happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we really look forward to seeing you all again next year on The Brew.